Match
Three,
is a is
two,
a
one. We on.
all
Welcome
right.
back.
Welcome back, Cleats and Beats,
We dive
episode
right in.
11. Yeah.
Episode 11. We're trying to hit up to 20 before the summer ends.
hmm
When
That's the
does the
goal.
summer end? When do you consider the summer as the ending?
I would say, once the kids get back into school, so end of August,
End of August? Yeah.
end of August, early September, I
Yeah.
consider it.
Yeah. There's a lot of soccer going on this summer. There's
hmm
a lot.
That's
There's
why that's why Pulisic wanted a break.
oh yeah, the Gold Cup is going on too.
Yeah.
That's a good transition. Let's start right off that US lost 4 games on a row.
But they haven't
Yeah,
lost a game in the Gold Cup.
in a Gold Cup. Yeah, that's true. So they lost all their friendlies, right?
They lost their friendlies.
Yeah.
And I don't think the team is really that good.
I
I don't
mean, they haven't
expect,
lost in the Gold Cup. In the Gold Cup, they all turn up though.
but it's the Gold Cup. This is why the players are skipping because it's not a huge tournament.
hmm
Um, the
But
competition is okay, not the best,
hmm
and it's the same teams that they play in in their region, so they know the teams, they know what to expect. Um,
but you have to beat what's in front of you or
yep,
whatever tournament is in front of you. So, uh,
but when you go to the goal is the World Cup. Those are the teams you need to be facing. So like
and playing, yeah,
and playing. So
yeah.
the friendlies, technically are probably more important because like the
Yeah.
teams you played there, you may face in the World Cup versus the Gold
Yeah,
Cup. You know,
I don't know why they didn't do that. And all those teams that they lost to 4 in a row were South American teams.
hmm
Unless US has an idea who they're gonna be playing this, somebody has
yeah.
an idea or something. Because they, I don't know why they didn't play any European teams. Or actually, they
Well,
did it. They did. They played Turkey.
yeah, but the
Yeah,
European teams, they're getting ready for the Club World Cup, so they probably
yeah,
didn't have they have limited options.
yeah.
But I nothing about the team
It's exciting. Yeah.
is really there's good players. I shouldn't say that. There's good players.
hmm
Some of the players are shining. I think some of the players from the Gold Cup roster will definitely be a big factor in the World Cup next year because we know who like the players in Europe are. We know who the good
hmm
players are, but
hmm
we need new up and coming talent to kind of challenge their place, take their place, and outshine once the World Cup gets here. So there's some good players that I see coming through.
Do you Do you blame Poch? Do you
What
think
can he?
Poch will take him far out of the group stage?
What can he do? I hardly blame the coach because
hmm
he doesn't kick a ball. I don't blame him, but once the World Cup is over, it seems like he'll
I
be
think it's
done.
gonna be
So
done. Yeah, yeah.
it's
World Cup coaches really don't stay for that long. If you think about it, it's
yeah.
just one campaign and then they're done. So
So he'll come in, he'll assess the players, he'll pull in players that he thinks he likes,
yeah,
and so the new players that he's pulled in,
hmm
I'm like, they're okay, but no
yeah,
one that's like, okay, this guy's
and,
super excited that I haven't seen before. I've seen
yeah,
the roster, so I can't blame him. I
hmm
mean, I
and then
think the results aren't the best, but it's what the U.S. always does. The
I
results,
think
it's not consistent.
yeah
But I do think the lead
uh-huh
up to the World Cup, they're not set up the best because this is the last tournament really, and then they have
before
friendlies,
yeah.
and
I mean,
so
there's still time. There's still time. Do you think they will make it far in the Gold Cup?
yeah, I think they
Obviously,
will. I think they
yeah,
will.
yeah,
They're playing decent right
yeah,
now. They're scoring goals.
yeah,
Defense looks okay. Some players are shining. But
yeah.
they're playing not the best teams. Like they're not playing the best teams right now, so
Yeah, I don't
they'll
even
look good.
know other than Pulisic and maybe like 2 or 3 other players. I don't know how many players are playing in Europe really.
No, they have
Uh,
Pulisic, Weston McKennie, Tim
McKinney.
Weah, Mark
It's
Tillman
it's
is good. He plays for
Tillman. Yeah,
PSV. I
yeah.
like him. He's a good player.
Where's Weah at now?
He plays for Juventus as well,
Juventus, okay. And
but
then
there's
McKenna was
rumors
at AC Milan, wasn't he? Or he left?
he's at Juventus. He's been there for 4 or
Okay,
5 years now.
yeah. Oh, was
Um,
it AC Milan? Some other US player was at AC Milan. Or was he at AC
oh
Milan and he went to
no,
U?
he's at AC. He's at AC Milan. It's he's a Ghanaian guy. What's his name?
Yeah. Uh, I forgot his name too.
Yeah, Yunus Musa.
Musa, yeah. Yeah.
He's he's
He he's
he
good.
actually. I thought he had that one of the highest ceilings on the roster, but he's kind of plateaued a little bit.
Plateau, yeah. Yeah.
I he's a really good player.
Yeah.
Um, I think he might. Yeah, he saw the AC Milan.
Yeah. Yeah. So US men's it's gonna be really interesting after this World Cup what approach they take moving forward. Because my gripe that I've always had about US soccer, and you and I played it since we were basically in diapers, elementary school,
Mm-hmm.
is that the kids that are really talented are not getting the look. If you look at, even if you look at when we were in ninth grade up to varsity level, so ninth grade, for those of you watching outside the US, ninth grade is 16, 17, 16. No, no,
Mm-hmm.
no, not 16.
Nine's like 15.
Or
15.
15.
Like
Yeah,
15.
15. 15. Yeah. 15 all the way to high school varsity level, which is like 17.
Yeah.
And sometimes some people crack 18.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest problem that I saw was that the kids who are really talented, they don't really play during the summer ball because it's what? It's too expensive and they're
Mm-hmm.
not getting the exposure, right? And it's just way too expensive. The top teams that kids that we personally know players that I think during our time would have really, 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 really
Yeah.
went up,
Mm-hmm.
but they just didn't have the money
Yeah.
to.
I,
The parents didn't have the money to support it. So if US does not solve that problem, they're always gonna be the same. They're never
yeah.
gonna, because too many talented kids
It's way
who
too
are
many.
not getting who are
Yeah, way
not
too many.
getting looked at, who are not
Mm-hmm.
getting looked at on the club level is what I'm saying. Because a
Mm-hmm.
lot of these kids, parents have 2, 3 jobs, they can't afford 5, 6 grand to go play other teams outside of the state,
Yeah.
right? Or even go like play outside of the country to get that exposure.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
yeah,
those are probably the most important years of development.
14, 15, 16.
14,
Yep.
15, 16. One is
17. 17, you
17.
should be at Lamine Yamal
Yeah,
level now
yeah,
because
yeah.
he has started or be at the bench or cracking at the bench.
Mm-hmm. I
Um,
think I
mhm,
think the like the youth academies within the MLS is at least helping because
mhm,
if you're a really good player and they see
mhm.
potential in you to sell you, they'll
MLS next, yeah.
they'll put you in MLS next.
Mhm,
They'll kind of pay for your sponsor you. There's
mhm,
some players on the team, that was from FC Dallas now,
mhm.
so there's that opportunity, but it needs to be even more robust because the best kids are just from everywhere.
Mhm.
You can't just be someone that
Yeah,
can afford it. The
yeah.
parents can afford it. The
Mhm.
parents are passionate about it. The kid needs to be really devoted and passionate
Involved.
and able to
Yeah.
just go and play.
Mhm,
That's the
mhm.
biggest thing. Let
Yeah.
them play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and in the US too. I mean, you and I both played through the ranks in the
Hmm.
system. Just think about how the amount of talent of kids that we played with
Hmm.
right now. Uh,
It's crazy because it's like after high school,
yeah,
that's it.
that's it.
If you don't go
If you,
play in college, or if you don't
hmm
get help, support to play in college,
hmm
all you've done, all the talent you've done, isn't
it's
there's nothing
nothing.
to show
Yeah,
for it.
or
There's
like yeah, if you don't have a parent or an uncle
Mhm.
who's gonna put the money behind you to push you to maybe like to the MLS Nets or like the top team, the
And
club in the
they didn't even
state.
exist at the time
It
you're going there.
exactly, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You don't really have the one advantage that kids have right now though is social media to really
Hmm.
push yourself. Even with that too, you attention span of people are so short. You're gonna have to be clipping
Yeah.
few things here and there just to catch some recruiters' eyes, and then if they do, if not getting scholarships or anything. But yeah, you do have a good point. Is after high school,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Yeah.
And if you don't go to college and get drafted and all that stuff through the ranks and MLS system,
Hmm.
how are you gonna do it?
And the MLS system kind of they kind of hold you hostage. So
Mm.
it's yeah. I would say there's kids that we play with growing up. I'm
Oh my
like,
god,
if
Eric Way.
if like if they had
Jesus.
ability to like prosper and go through Europe or through academies,
Oh
there
man.
were just there were amazing players.
Mhm.
It's just the pathways wasn't there. Like
I wasn't there.
if
Yeah.
I had a kid going through the system, I would try
Hmm.
to get them to an academy in MLS so they can at
Hmm.
least they're not coming out of pocket for everything.
Yeah.
And then if you can afford it, go to an academy overseas like Christian did and develop there in those years and
It was
then,
smart
kind of play
parents.
your way up. Yeah.
Yeah. But his parent probably has some type of bread to be able to do
Hmm.
that because that's
Hmm.
like
Yeah, moving
you-
overseas. Yeah.
moving
You're
overseas. You
you're taking
literally
yeah. So one of the parent has to go with him
had
because
to
he's
go. Yeah.
14 when he went
Yep.
like 13 or 14. So you have to go and make that
Mhm.
sacrifice.
Yeah. Not only
Yeah.
that, too, if the parents do that, w- the job, right? The parents will also gonna have to have a really good job, some type of like remote work where he's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
bringing enough
Mm-hmm.
income in to support you and the child.
Mm-hmm.
And the dollar is and the pounds are a
Yeah.
little bit
Yeah.
$100 is like 80 pounds or something like that. So you
Mm-hmm.
have to there is so many factors or whatever that takes into consideration. The kids where I coach, there's this play that I keep telling you about. They actually went in Spain and play
Mm-hmm.
and they got looked at and there's some interest in one of the players, but the mom wants him back. He can't he
Yeah.
doesn't
It's
have the
hard to let
fine.
them go.
Yeah, he can't have the finances to have a place for them to accommodation and all
Mm-hmm.
that. It's
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so it's a huge commitment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a huge commitment, and it's just come back to nice cycle, and then that's I think that's why U.S. soccer is never gonna really prosper like that. It's just always
Mm-hmm.
gonna be stale, unfortunately.
Yeah. I think the better the coaching gets, the more kids come through the academy, like the MLS academies, and go overseas.
Hmm.
At least you're getting them um, to academies earlier. Because
Hmm.
I've seen some kids, in FC Dallas who are like trying to get through there. I'm like, these kids have talent. I just
Hmm.
hope they land somewhere because
Yeah,
once you hit a certain age, like your
yeah.
value starts to drop, even at that young of age. Like if you're
Hmm.
20 and you don't have you're not with an established group, they're almost like looking at somewhere else
Yeah, yeah,
because
for
they're
sure.
trying to mold you at an early age into their
Early.
system. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's kind of.
So before we get off this topic, you have a son.
Hmm.
Let's say he's an eighth grader going to ninth grade, and he's really good. What are if a parent is watching this? What are some steps that you would take for him to get to the limit amount level, like right now? Let's say he's eighth grade, he's going to ninth grade. Because once you hit ninth grade, you're basically in high school,
Hmm.
right? And you have to be cracking starting 11 on varsity
Hmm.
if you're a ninth grader. What are some steps or what are some tips that you give to parents right now who are really soccer fanatic? They can see that their son or daughter is really into the game and they
Hmm.
want them to be at the top elite.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a good question. I think
yeah,
the last thing you said is, do they really want it? Because if
yeah,
they are really passionate
yeah.
about it and they want to make it their career, and then it should be evident. So
Hmm.
make sure
Hmm.
that they really want it first
Yeah,
of
they
all.
want to play. Yeah.
So if they want to play, okay, boom, let's do as much as we can to get you to play. So
Hmm.
if they're at that age and they're playing whatever private soccer through
Hmm.
clubs, they should be getting, if they're really exceeding, they should probably be getting noticed by scouts
Around the
or
state or
yeah, around the
outside
state
or even outside, right?
or even like go to an open tryout for a local academy if you have one in your state. Just, try to get into the system somehow.
Hmm.
Um That's probably the most direct way. At least
Hmm.
you're in an environment where you're practicing and you're
Hmm.
playing all the time, with the goal of maybe getting to the first team of MLS, which is, just that's just a pyramid here. So, and then if you get there and you're actually showing talent early enough, at least you have option to be viewed by scouts all around the
Hmm.
world. You might
Hmm.
go to a tryout in
Hmm.
Netherlands where okay they see some potential in you, then you can at least join their academy there. So I think trying to get through the MLS Next
Hmm.
program, Next Pro program, and just getting noticed out there
Because it gets a lot of eyes.
because it gets
Yeah.
more eyes. You don't
Yeah.
have to be a finished product. You just need to get your someone to notice you. Like when Pulisic was in Dortmund, he
Hmm.
was he developed all the way to the first team, but he wasn't like the finished product when he first got there. He was
That's true.
working his way up and day in and day out of training. And Jurgen was like, okay, this kid has potential. He's working hard. He's working hard. And then when he got his chance, he took it.
We took
So
it. Yeah. Yeah.
there's that. So if you go through the MLS program, that's like
It's,
the
it's,
one.
it's a different route. Yeah.
That's one route.
One
If
route.
you can afford it and you can commit, you know,
the,
go overseas
oh,
and
man.
just try to join academy there, but it's going to be a harder road because
Yeah.
you're in a
It's a
new
lot of money,
country,
bro. New money.
a lot of money, new environment. A lot of kids get lost in the shuffle. So,
Hmm. Yeah.
that's a
Because
big step.
you're gonna play stiff competition there. The competition you're gonna be playing because you're not only playing quote unquote Americans, you're gonna be playing a lot of foreign kids,
Mm-hmm.
kids from Africa, kids from Asia,
Mm-hmm.
kids from South America, and then there's you American. They might not look at you. They're like, "Pff, this kid is American."
Yeah. Yeah.
Your
It's,
respect level, you're gonna have to gain it because first of all, you are an American, right?
yeah. You have to prove yourself pretty
You have
much
to
every
prove
day.
yourself. Yeah,
So, like,
yeah.
if you go through the MLS academy, at least if the MLS team sees talent in you, they might sign you early and then loan you to an academy in Europe, or they'll keep you in the academy. At least if you go there and you fail, you can come back and try
Hmm.
again.
Hmm.
So it's you kind of have
So,
a plan B
yeah, it's a
if
good
something doesn't work
blueprint.
out over there. But
Do you
yeah,
remember?
I think it's just trying to get noticed,
You
by
remember
scouts.
some viewer? If you're a viewer under the age of 21 right now, you might not know this player. But if you're our age, 30 and above, you might. Freddie Adu, remember?
Hmm.
He was like the perfect example of a talent that just was there. He was a poster boy, and then he went to Europe, and then his management team just didn't really. He just got thrown into so many clubs that they kind of failed him, right? So that's kind of like a perfect example for it. It froze.
All right. So in addition to like the MLS Academy, I think when you're playing at that high elite level as a junior,
Yeah.
the coaches will probably have connections
Oh
to
yeah.
people overseas or people where you
Yeah.
can get looked at,
Yeah.
since that's their goal is to get players to the highest level. So
Yeah. It makes
if
him
you're
look good.
playing at a high level, you'll have hopefully you'll have people looking at you from all over the place.
Yeah.
And if you have a tryout, just take that opportunity to start your career.
To start your career. Yeah. Yeah. It's oh man. Yeah. It's just so important. I,
Hmm.
I if your parents have the support and the money, get out of the US. That's
Yeah,
my only
pretty much.
that that's
Yeah.
my only
If you want to
in-
go to the highest level, yes, that's what you need
yeah,
to do.
yeah. And then when I'm saying get out of the US, there's only one place to go is Europe, really.
Hmm.
That's where you're gonna get all the competition. That's where you're gonna get all the flash and different players from different skill levels and all that stuff to make you a better player
Hmm.
and also get that exposure that you need. So, because all these young cats that we've been Pedri, Gavi, Phil Foden, Cole Palmer, all
Hmm.
those that came from the academy. And if you can get into one of the big academy,
Yeah.
Chelsea Academy, Arsenal Academy, City Academy, La Messiah is just like a different level. Madrid Academy, like all those academy, then I think you'll be set for success. So
Yeah.
it's a tall order, but
It's not impossible,
it's
but you
not
just need
impossible.
to set yourself up where you're training with the best as often
Mhm.
as you can.
Yeah. When is the last question, then we move on to transfers. Where is the age that you hit that you think in US that you think, man, I might this soccer career might not be for me, or what age you also do you think you should be at your absolutely highest level of playing? Because I think college they're what,
Yeah.
21, 22,
Yeah. At 21, 22, if you're not overseas or in an academy or, you know,
or playing
in
at
or playing
college.
MLS or even college,
Oh, actually, yeah.
if
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
in
even college.
college,
I
you're
think college
kind
at 19, 20. Actually.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're still good, but you probably are missing your European window at that
Yeah,
age.
that's a good way to say it.
Because yeah,
European
once
window,
you're at that
yeah,
age, they've already decided who they're going to bring up in the academy. I'm not saying your career is over, but
yeah. It's not.
you yeah, you'll need to, you need to find another way.
Yeah.
But I would say like your peak is probably, 20 to 23, like a maturity playing.
Hmm.
But if you're not you're exceeding your age group by like 13, 14, 15, where you should be dominating your age group or should
Age
be
group,
playing
yeah.
two ages up.
Oh, but that was also another thing I was gonna say. Like if you're 14, you shouldn't be playing at U14,
Mm-hmm.
under 14. You should
Mm-hmm.
be playing 15, 16.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's also like you have to have traits that the other players don't have. It doesn't have to be okay, this coach really likes me, or
Hmm.
it's like okay, I can read the game better than everyone on the team, or I'm more athletic, or my
Hmm.
touch is better. Something has to be
This thing,
exceptional
yeah.
at your age that you
Like
can
maybe
kind of
your left
transfer.
foot, like anytime you
Yes.
cut into your left foot, you just
Mm-hmm.
ripped it really hard. It's just something like that's a very good point. It's just something different that when somebody see you on the field, they're
Mm-hmm.
like, man, this kid is special. Like
Yeah.
maybe
Like
you go ahead.
the kid City signed early, the Kevin Sullivan, he
Yeah.
plays in MLS. But
Yeah.
I watched him and that's what I mean. He wasn't like super, super fast,
Hmm.
super, super powerful,
Hmm.
but the way he could read the game and his passing and his
He does the simple things like better than a lot of people. You think?
yeah, like Kevin, what he was really good at was his vision and his passing. So
Yeah.
you can tell that between his age group, he was probably, elite at that level.
Kid is
So
big.
yeah, he's big. And you never know, he might not make it, but they saw something in him early enough
Yeah.
where they want to, sign him and see what he
Yeah.
develops into.
Yeah. I haven't
And
really. How old is he now? 50,
I think he's
16.
probably 15 or 16.
Jeez. And he
Yeah.
signed his professional contract, right?
And when he plays in MLS, he
Hmm.
looks like he belongs.
Okay.
At 15 years, there's some players who play and they just look shell shocked. But
Yeah.
if he's that young and he's able to play MLS level, is like okay, maybe he can continue to progress and get better and be a
Yeah.
potential player, overseas.
Yeah. And also one last thing I want to add to um a lot of young, because I coach, because a lot of you young kids now, it's not only about going pro. Cristiano talks about it all the time. We talked
Hmm.
about it earlier past. Your diet
Hmm.
is really important, and being fit, because these guys, when you see them on TV, they look small, but
They're
they're
fit.
big.
Yeah, they're fit.
They're
They're
really big.
strong.
They're big, and then they're strong, and they put a lot of work in
Hmm.
after soccer and all that stuff too. So you gotta hit some sort of growth spurt. You gotta get some muscle on you. You gotta eat right. Your sleeping schedule. So there's a lot too that goes into building up to that stage of it, right? And I'm not saying you have to be beefy and all that stuff, but there's even though there's small players like N'Golo Kante and Lamine Yamal is not the biggest or whatever, but he's still fit in a way that he's able to maneuver his way around. So, so there's a lot that goes into that as well. So just so that you guys know, yeah. So like I was saying, your fitness and the little things also matters as well to get up to that level
Mhm.
where you want to be as a player. So
Mm.
it's not sometimes luck too can
Yeah.
play in a role, but you got to be eating right, you got to be watching your diet, your sleep schedule, what you put in your body, all that stuff too.
Hmm.
So
Like,
um
real quick,
yep,
someone who had the opportunity, like you mentioned, was Freddie Adu. He had, he was projected to be really good. I know the
yeah,
media probably hyped him to be much better than he was, but
he was, yep,
the reason it fell is because of him. He didn't continue to put in the
he did,
work.
yeah.
So he had the talent, but you have to continue to put in the work, continue to challenge yourself, and continue to want to be at that level.
At
So,
the level as well, yep,
hmm,
exactly. So on that note, we move on to transfer news. There's a lot of good transfer and surprise transfers going
yeah,
on.
yeah,
Um, the first one I want to talk about is Kevin De Bruyne to Napoli. I think that happened maybe like 2, 3 weeks ago. Um, what do you think this does for Napoli?
yeah. I
Um,
think Napoli is a good Serie A side. So he
yeah,
went to a good team that's going to contend in Europe as well.
in the Champions
Probably,
League, yeah,
yeah, in the Champions League. Probably a city that him and his family would like to live in. So,
yeah,
or in
yep,
a country that they'd like to live in.
yeah.
So
And they're
I
gonna
think,
challenge for title. They always do.
yeah,
It'd be funny if they draw City in the Champions League.
I know. He'll be motivated for that game.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah,
but
it's gonna be really interesting to see how he does in a different shirt
yeah,
other than City, even though yeah, yeah, I just I don't know who they have in their midfield there, but I feel like Kevin De Bruyne will always be a good glue to wherever he goes. Cause he's just a class act, he's a professional, he
hmm,
works his ass off. So I think it's a great signing for Napoli because he's not completely washed off,
yeah.
right?
Oh,
Yeah.
they won the title last year. So
Oh yeah, duh, yeah, yeah. What the heck? Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it
Because
makes sense.
they were competing with
Inter.
Inter. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. It's a good transfer.
It's a good move for him. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good move for him.
I'm looking at their
And
squad.
then
Yeah.
Pogba to Monaco. Ooh, is
I don't know.
that a done deal?
I think it's a done deal. Well, it's the way it's been reported. It seems like it's a done deal.
Jeez, he's been he used to be one of my favorite players.
He was amazing,
Myth.
but
Yeah.
being gone this long,
Can he
I don't know.
revive his career
Can he
at
revive his
Monaco?
career? Yeah.
I, I just don't.
I don't know.
I think he should ease in. I think he should. You know how in the pro level they have like reserve team that actually plays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's how they're probably gonna have him, and then slowly like come in and
Mm-hmm.
because if he does amazing and he start giving assists and he's playing how well he used to play at Juve. Not a Man U, how he used to play at Juve.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's gonna really revive his career. If you're him, let's say after a couple,
He
do you
played
think?
8 games for Juve. So after United, he played eight
Yeah,
games for Juve, and that's it.
and that
So
was
after
it. Yeah,
2022, it's been literally almost 3 years now. 3 years where he hasn't played top flight football. But
once he
I
stopped,
know he's 32. He still has,
yeah,
depends on how serious he wants to be. He still has a chance.
yeah, it's crazy
Oh
how
yeah, you're talking about Juve the first time at Juve.
the
Sorry,
first
sorry,
Juve, yeah,
the
yeah,
first
when
time.
he was there, he was a monster.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know. I don't think Premier if he does really well here, Monaco. I don't know if any Premiership team cause will take him back or because in the Premiership they want you at your best
Mm-hmm.
24, 25, 26, 27. Once you
Mm-hmm.
start hitting 30 and up, 35,
Yeah.
Hey, you definitely got.
That's
So is it?
crazy. That's
Yeah,
so crazy to me.
yeah. I know. It's
I think
not. Yeah,
it's like a business decision
it
too.
is. It is injury prone. Who would have thought N'Golo Kante would leave?
Mm-hmm.
I think it is a business decision and trying to get new young guys there so that they can
Mm-hmm.
keep the momentum of the young squad. Yeah. Um. And then we have Luka Modric to AC Milan.
Mm. I think
Oh man.
that's a interesting move. I think he'll get more playing time going
Mhm.
there because their midfield's a little bit in flux right now.
But what's up with AC Milan and old players though?
I
I
don't
don't
know.
understand. Huh?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good point.
Like why? They always had old players like Giroud when he left he went there like what's why are they always accepting old players?
They've yeah, Kyle Walker, he's
Yeah, Kyle
there.
Walker. Yeah, exactly. Just look at the age. Like
They,
look at um the age of the AC Milan players right now.
mm-hmm.
Right.
They have a decent squad.
And
They didn't have a
and
good year, but they have a decent squad.
and they're not gonna be in the Champions League this year.
Mm,
That's crazy. Not see Luka Modric not being in the Champions League.
mm.
The goalkeeper Mike Magnan, I think Chelsea was looking to hire him, but I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if he's actually gonna go. Um, yeah, Alessandro Florian. I guess they're not that old, but I always feel like AC Milan has
It's
always
like
been a
ex players,
yeah,
players who
yeah,
yeah yeah.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
excellent. Oh yeah, the Musa guy is a Yusuf
They
Fofana. Oh, Loftus Cheek. You
yeah
remember that guy?
he plays really well at AC Milan.
Really?
He's
I
a
haven't
very
watched him
complete
play.
player. No, I watch him. That's what I mean. Like he's a
Big. I just
he's a
remember when it was at
big
Chelsea. Yeah, big,
he's,
tall
yeah.
guy. Yeah. Wow. Oh yeah, and then Pulisic. Yeah, I just
Yeah, I think Modric would fit well. Like
Tam Tammy is there too. What
Tammy's
the
there
heck?
too. They have good players.
Tammy
They got
Abraham's
Jao
doing it.
Felix,
Yeah,
Santi
Jeff.
Jimenez. They have good players.
And then
And
Rafael Leo.
and they have Leah. I don't know how
Leo,
long they.
yeah. I,
Yeah,
I'm
he's good.
I
It's a
was just
good
gonna say
team.
the same thing. Why is he still there? Why is Leo still
Yeah,
there?
I'm surprised. He
Oh,
this season was a little bit of a down season for him, but
I
surprised
really
he's
like
still
that
there.
player.
What?
I really like him as a player.
Yeah, he's very fun to watch.
He's a very fun player to watch, and he's just an incredible athlete and incredible talent.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we will see how Luka Modric does there. I think he won't play for long there. I think
Yeah.
maybe like a year or two, and he's
Yeah.
gonna be out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it won't be that much on his body either because they're not gonna play in the Champions League, so there won't be a lot of games, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a good move, and then the Italian league will be a lot slower, also for him to make decision, pick passes for Rafael Leao. It won't be as aggressive, and actually, now that I'm thinking, I
It's
think it's
not
a
a
good move.
yeah, it's a good move.
Yeah, I think it's a really good
It
move
makes
for him.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Wirtz, I don't know, is that how you say it? Wirtz, Wirtz to Liverpool?
Yeah, I haven't watched a lot of him,
Me
but
neither.
they must like what they see because they spent a lot of money on him.
$156 million.
They spent a lot of money on him.
This guy
So
must be. This guy has to be like a Holland numbers or something.
yeah,
So does
but when Leverkusen has been playing really good football, so maybe he's one of the reasons why.
does that mean that Nunes has to make a way?
Somebody's got to make way. You spend that much money, he better be on the field. But he's an
Yeah,
attacking midfielder, so I'm trying to think of the squad who needs to whose place he's taking. But
Liverpool doesn't spend that much, so they might, like you saying,
that's
that must
rare.
read, huh?
Yeah, I said that's rare. Yeah, Liverpool
Yeah, they
doesn't even
must
spend
really
that
like
much.
this guy. And then also Milos Kerkez. I don't know if he used to play for Dortmund, and he's gonna be placing, I think, Alexander Arnold for
Okay.
54 mil. So they spend almost over 200 mil just on two players.
Wow. That's
That
yeah.
is
That's interesting.
that's saying something. That is
Yeah.
Chelsea numbers.
With the old owner, but the
Yeah,
new owners have been spending
it's
too.
spending way. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting how Liverpool looks with this guy. That's a big price tag and a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it's always like Grealish. Like that same thing
I
happened to
know.
him, but
Yeah, yeah,
he hasn't lived up to the price tag.
yeah. Oh
Um,
man.
yeah, it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah,
Because even in training, people are okay. We spent this much. You're getting paid this much. Yeah, you got to show me what you can do.
yep. You gotta be there early. You gotta be a role because you getting the most money. I don't think his weekly wages probably Salah's though. So I think
Hmm.
Salah's probably in the 200, 300,000 a week
Hmm.
range. I think. Yeah.
Hmm.
But these two players, 200 mil for Liverpool, I will. I guess they know what they're doing, but if I were them, I will allocate more too on different positions than just on these two players
But they just
because
won the
Eng
league. They've got to be
that's
pretty
true.
solid, all throughout the squad.
Yeah. How's your bench though?
Yeah, there you go.
That's yeah. Because if Salah gets injured, knock on wood. If Van Dijk gets injured, knock on wood. It's yeah. I don't know. That's kind of why I've liked, even though Chelsea spending is crazy, I kind of liked it because they the bench is still pretty good,
Hmm.
where they can able to
They
carry
have
because they
they
were
have good
falling
depth.
off in the middle of the season, but they had a good bench that were able to substitute and carry them to the top four, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So yeah, yeah. So we we will definitely see how that whole transfer thing go. And then any news on Jadon Sancho?
Yeah, I haven't heard anything new, but he seems to
He's not
bounce
staying at Chelsea.
around. Huh?
He's not gonna stay
He's
at
not staying
Chelsea
at
either.
Chelsea. Chelsea,
Dang.
Chelsea is cutthroat. It's probably one of the most cutthroat teams out there.
I like it. Me too.
If you don't perform, you're out of here.
Yeah, but he actually did really well for them, so I
He
thought they
did
were gonna
pretty
keep
good.
him. Yeah,
That's what that's why I'm surprised because yeah, he did. Even Nicholas Jackson, there's rumors that they
get that guy
might
out of here.
they might get rid of him too.
They need to get that because they signed a new guy, Delap. So
Uh,
so far, I'm watching a little bit in the Club World Cup. He hasn't impressed me that much, but you see how he does in the season.
mm.
And then did you see the rumors about Rashford might join Barca?
No, I didn't. I was wondering where he was going to end up.
Yeah, it's not confirmed, but
Yeah,
people
what a
there.
talent.
Yeah, there were rumors, and he said he would love to play with Lemmy Yamal and blah blah blah. Him
Hmm.
and Lemmy Yamal will look pretty sick though.
Hmm.
Not gonna lie. So he's another talent that if he's not careful, his career might just plummet, and then
Hmm.
he won't be able to pick it up.
Yeah, he's got his next move
It's super
is
crucial,
very important, and he needs to, step up and play like consistently.
consistent and scoring too, because he's
Yeah.
a striker,
Hmm.
right? Yeah. So his transfer is something that I'm gonna be watching closely to definitely see how where he ends up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's important.
And then the goat of all goats, Ronaldo resigns
Yeah, maybe he was just trying to get more money. I wonder what the
2 years,
why. Yeah,
and I think after that he's gonna be done.
yeah, I think he'll be done after that. But
Yeah.
I don't know where else he could have gone. So
What if Portugal wins the World Cup?
be crazy.
Will his goat status
That would
be
be.
above Messi's?
I don't
That would
know.
be a good debate.
That would be a good debate because
Yeah,
that's the one.
because right now that's something that they're holding over him.
Yeah.
Is bro, you don't have a World Cup.
Mm.
He's on course to score his 1,000 goals. Um, he
He's a machine.
he has 794 goals in club football and 138 for Portugal.
Wow. Yeah, he's still
Um,
banging in goals.
n-
He looks
nine
good,
he has 932 goals total,
man.
and he's 40 years old.
He's 40.
Hmm.
You talked about how
He just
important
turned.
diet and nutrition is. That's how you get to play at that
That's how you get
age.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
My question for you, and then we move on from that, and then go to the next transfer. Will he crack that 1,000 goal? That's 70,
How many
70
more does
what?
he need?
He's at
Nine,
932. He's at 932. So 78.
78, and he has 2 more years. I like all like
All
all
competition.
all competitions. I think
Yeah,
so.
all competition, club and country,
I think so.
932.
I think so.
Really?
You know, I don't
Dude,
know how
78
many.
is a 78 is a lot.
You
That's
got
a
two
lot.
years.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
that's
that's a
a
lot of goals. It'll be close. I mean,
cause
if he stays healthy and he's playing in every competition and he's getting the PKs, all these little things.
yeah.
Uh,
Because Ronaldo doesn't get injured.
mm-hmm.
So let's say he scores 20 this season, this coming season, and then another 20, that's 40. He still has about like 32 to go. Damn, that's gonna be a lot.
Is it wait? You said
In between
28 season? Yeah, and then yeah. It's like where
how
are the
how
other
many
32 gonna come from?
the World Cup? Oh yeah, not the World Cup is only the World Cup you only score like three.
Yeah,
You
you don't
can't
score that many. So you're looking at like friendlies or qualifiers.
I don't think do they count friendly? They don't count the
They don't.
friendlies. They don't.
Okay, welcome
They will
qualifiers.
count the European competitions though, like so like Euro Cup.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be tough. I think he's gonna be really close.
I think you'll be close. It's hard to say yes because
It's
there's so many goals.
yeah. That's 70 is a lot, and
It's a
there's
lot of
like,
goals.
and then there's also like there's just so many factors too. Like I don't, yeah, where he's gonna end up, how many goals? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna But 2 years with them again, he scored 93 goal. Actually, hold on.
Wait, oh, we got.
So he's been there since 2022, and he will stay there another 2 years. He
Mm,
has scored 93 goals in his 105 appearance for them in all
Jesus
competition.
Christ!
So actually, so for that 2 years in all competition, he scored 93 goals.
Wow.
I think he might crack it,
Yeah, but if he does, that's very impressive.
dude.
That's super impressive.
I think he might.
Yeah,
It's gonna
I think
if
he
he
might.
even if he doesn't, he's gonna be like 15 short or 20
Yeah.
short. And knowing him, he's gonna want to crack it. Because I don't think anybody has ever it's gonna be impossible to almost beat that goal. It's yeah. That's crazy. Oh my
Mm.
gosh.
Hmm.
70, yeah. It, this season he has to score at least all competition, he has to be around 30.
Yeah. Yeah.
If he doesn't crack the 30 mark, it's gonna be very difficult.
You just got he's got to score
He
a
has
lot.
scored. He has scored a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, okay, another transfer. Partey is leaving Arsenal.
So that was surprising.
Yeah, I very surprising because I actually like him as a player. I
Yeah.
think he helped them a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
He's yeah. I don't know why they. I think so. He's now a free transfer.
Oh,
They
maybe
had
the contract was up, so they
yeah
didn't want to re-sign him.
yeah
Business
Arsenal's
decision.
yeah Arsenal's replacing him with this Brentford guy Christian Norgard. He's such a really good player. I've watched him
Okay.
a couple. He's really strong. He's really physical. He's not as strong as Partey, but
Mm-hmm.
he stays healthy. Partey too. The reason why they didn't re-sign is he's not as
Yeah.
healthy. He gets injured and it
Yeah.
takes him a while to get back. So that's what we're telling you kids. Your health, your diet. we keep we keep saying it's super
You
important.
gotta stay healthy. The one,
That
the,
is
the biggest thing is being available.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be available.
You gotta be available because in
That's
the
what.
European League, things move so fast. If you're not available, somebody's taking your spot. Available, somebody's taking your spot.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
interesting once he leaves. He's gonna leave a gap there, I think, for a little bit. And then you had said Leroy Sané to Galatasaray?
Yeah, I think it's he's
Ooh,
just trying to secure some money, but his
that
time
was
at
that was your guy.
that was my guy, man.
You love Sonny.
That was my he physically. I think he had all the tools to be the best. It's just it didn't pan out. Like he's still a very good player, but I think his ceiling could have been even much higher.
Oh yeah,
I
absolutely.
think I think he could have been. I think he could have been much better.
I was he the one that got in fight with Mane?
Yeah, yeah,
What happened to that guy? He went to the Saudi too.
yeah. I don't know. That's the sad thing about the Saudi league is that you don't get to see these
Yeah,
players as much
I mean
anymore
you do.
unless you're watching.
Yeah, exactly. You do get to see. You don't tune in
I
to
don't get
watch
to
him
see.
play.
Yeah, it's my it's my fault.
He's
Do you
always there
watch
for you. Well,
exactly? Do you
never.
watch?
I've never seen a game. The only game I saw was Cristiano's debut.
Yeah. You know, it's they come on at different times and it's out of the normal, soccer leagues that we
Yeah,
usually watch. So, you know,
yeah.
it's just that's what happens.
And then Neymar to resign. You think?
Oh no, he re-signed with
Or resign?
Santos. Yeah, so
I think that's a
he's
good
yeah.
move.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah, I
good
think that's
move.
a
He's
good
back
move.
in his home country.
Yeah,
He,
slack. You're gonna
he
slack
did
out
good.
there, slack out somewhere.
He might
He's
as if
always
you're
gonna,
gonna slack off, you might as slack off in your home country.
yeah, and he's always gonna be beloved. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like it's gonna be comfortable for him. He can do no wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a smart move because Europe
Yeah.
is he's done with Europe. He can't keep up.
Yeah. No, he's very injury prone in Europe. So
Yeah, he just can't keep up. And then one quickly thing, we're gonna brush off on the Club World Cup.
mm. Oh yeah.
Um, Club World Cup. Now we have how many teams now? We have 16 teams. We are now in the knockout stages. I don't know if you guys have been following the Club World Cup, but it's being played here in the US. They have a bunch of metrics on clubs that goes into it. Um, and there's 16 teams left. You have Flamengo, Bayern, City, Juve, PSG, Inter Milan, Chelsea, Benfica, Dortmund. Um, and have you seen that fun fact? All the South American teams have been dominating. I've been following a little bit.
Have you?
Yeah,
They've been good. Yeah.
they've beaten every European side. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
And also
interesting.
another fun fact is Atletico Madrid is the first European team to be eliminated.
That group was tough.
It was
I'm
tough.
looking at the group. It
PSG was in there.
PSG was in there.
Yeah. Um.
Interesting.
So the next round, you have Miami and PSG who are gonna play. Your quick pick on that one.
PSG. PSG. Well,
Score.
it'll be entertaining to see
Yeah.
Messi go up against a European side because it's been,
Eh,
2 years since we've
There he
really
is.
seen that. So
Yeah. Your quick. I'm saying 3-0.
I'll give Miami 1-3-1 PSG.
3-1.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't want to be too
Too harsh.
too
Okay.
harsh.
And then let's Flamingo versus Bayern.
Didn't Bayern lose recently or no?
They
Did they lose?
did.
They did,
They
right?
did. They did, but I think they had a bunch of um
Yeah, I
back
think
out.
Bayern will win. Let's see,
Wow.
4-1.
4-1. That's a good
Mm-hmm.
score. I think Bayern 3-1. Yeah,
Okay.
I think Bayern 3-1.
Okay.
And then Dortmund versus CFM. I don't know who CFM is.
Yeah, I'm trying to see.
CF
Oh,
Monterrey.
Monterrey.
Monterrey. I don't
That's
know
a
where that's
Mexican
from.
team.
Is it a Mexican team?
Sounds like a Mexican. Monterrey sounds like a Mexican.
Yeah, Monterrey. Yeah.
Liga MX team. I'll
Look
go
at
with
me.
Dortmund. Uh, 2-1.
Wow, 2-1.
I think it'll be close.
Yeah, 2-1.
The younger
Uh
Bellingham is at Dortmund now. Joe.
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good for him.
Yeah. I think Dortmund 3-1. Yeah, I think Dortmund 3-1 there. And then so that is for that side of the table, I think. Yeah. What about on the other side? Let me see. Am I down on that side? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay, on that side you have FLU versus Inter Milan. FLU is what?
Fluminense.
Fluminense. Where is that from?
I want to
Did they
say
say?
Brazil.
Yeah.
I want to say
This is kind
Brazil.
of fun though to kind of that they're doing this because if you're one of these from these small, you can
Hmm.
you can get looked at, right? You can get a
Yeah,
shine and you
for
can
real.
get
Yeah,
looked at. So why not? Yeah.
yeah. You know, oh, it's a Serie A team.
I'd
Okay,
say
it's a
three
Serie A
zero.
team.
I'd say 3-0. Assyria?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. Why
Oh.
not?
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I said 3-0 Inter.
I'll say I'll say two 2-1. Inter
after the
doesn't score that many goals, but
yeah,
we'll see.
after the Champions League.
Yeah,
And then we have City Juve is going on right now.
yeah.
What do you
But
think?
it's a group game, right? So it does. I
Oh,
don't think
okay,
the
doesn't
result
count.
really matters
Okay, it doesn't matter.
because they're
Yeah.
both the
Okay.
top two.
Yeah. And then we have I don't know this
Palmeiras.
Palmeiras versus Botafogo. Palmeiras, I know that team. I've seen it before.
I think it's a Brazilian team.
It is. I think it's a Brazilian team too.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're playing in Philly.
Mm. Yeah, these guys, the Heat in the summer, they've been struggling with the Heat.
Yeah, I know you
Yeah,
wanted to touch base on that. Yeah, I go Palmeiras 2-1.
I'll go
That's a fun
Palmeiras 2-0.
2-0.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fun pick. And then the championship of champions, Chelsea and Benfica. That's a tricky fixture.
Yeah, it's not a given. I'll go Chelsea 3-1.
Yeah, that's a good score. That's kind of what I'm gonna stay with too. 3-1
Yeah.
Chelsea on that one. Yeah,
It
yeah,
just seems like a practice run for the World Cup,
it
this
is.
tournament.
Yeah, it
So
is.
it's yeah,
Um,
it's
what?
it's it's interesting.
Yeah, you were gonna mention about the Heat and what was going on with the Heat.
Yeah, I was
The
just gonna say,
substitute player.
depending on
Uh-huh.
yeah, go ahead.
I saw that the substitute players had to wait inside the the locker room.
Hmm. Yeah,
They weren't in the
depending on the
bench.
city you're in, this is the hottest time in the year. If you're playing an afternoon game in Texas, it's gonna be really hot. If you're playing in the evening, it's a little better. But just compared to the European countries, some of these cities will be hot, and humid.
Hot.
So
Yeah.
if you're sitting on the bench, you're gonna be sweating. Like
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
nothing you
Why?
can do about it.
Yeah. Why are they having it in the evening though?
Why
Oh,
aren't they or why are they?
why
Yeah, I
aren't
don't.
they having all the
Yeah,
games? Oh, you
I
think it
don't.
would just take too long? Yeah, because they play in different cities.
I
Just
would
play at
say,
6,
why
7
wouldn't they
p.m.
have it in the evening? It makes more sense
Yeah.
to me. Maybe it's the European easier for the European individuals to watch
Oh,
the
to
game.
watch too. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
But like most of the MLS games are in the evenings because of that, because they play through the summer.
Yeah, and also attendance hasn't been really great too, because the games are like 1, 2, like there's some right now.
Yeah,
People,
middle of the week. Who's
people, people are at
it's gonna
work.
be yeah. People are at work.
Yeah, so I don't know why it's like
I
that, but
wonder
it's
if is will the World Cup be in the summer? I think it's in the fall.
that's a good. No, it's gonna be in the summer.
It's in the summer.
Yeah, it's in the summer.
Okay.
They only did in the fall because Qatar is just it's just too
Oh
hot.
yeah, it's too hot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's too hot. So ours is gonna be in the summer for sure. Yeah, we're gonna bring you all the exclusive
that'd be
during that,
fun.
and
Watch
yeah,
some
and
games.
getting some games, also getting tickets.
Mm.
Good luck getting tickets.
You
If
you gotta get in early. Yeah.
you gotta get in line early. There's different ways. FIFA has been blocking out a lot of like vendors trying to sell it early. My friend tried to get a hold of one, and it's like I think like 1,500 for like the
Wow.
group stage game,
Really?
nosebleed.
Really?
One of my students tried to get the ticket. Yeah.
Like through
Um.
the official official channel, like through the
Mhm.
really? Wow.
Yeah. And then one kid also tried. His parents try, and they're like number like 675,000. that they have to
It's
wait.
crazy. That's
Yeah,
the thing
because
with America.
America
I think they're gonna
doesn't,
charge so much for the tickets.
and
Like when
people
I
are
went
gonna
in
buy it.
Brazil, it was nothing
Oh
crazy for a
yeah,
ticket to the game.
yeah, and people buy it
And
too.
people buy it. Yeah,
Yeah,
they want the stadiums to be full. You don't want it to be priced out.
hmm.
Like the U.S. games, some of the friendlies are priced out. Like
Oh,
you'll see it won't be full because you're in L.A. and you're charging $300 per
for
ticket.
per ticket,
You
yeah,
know that doesn't make sense.
yeah. And then if somebody's traveling from like Arizona or like Vegas or like they're driving there now, they have to find accommodation
Mm-hmm.
to stay, and
Mm-hmm.
that's all adds up.
Yeah.
But if they make it reasonable, people will go.
People will
Like
go. People
even
like
like
to.
$100, they will go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't understand why. I mean, they're trying to maximize how much they bring in, but can't
yeah,
always be greedy. It's
yeah. Which I don't blame him.
hmm
Yeah. So yeah, that's mainly the wrap for the cleats part of Cleats and Beats.
cleats.
Yeah, we went over transfers, we went over Club World Cup. There is one little thing though that I don't know if you saw La Liga.
Mm. Oh yeah, I
They
saw that.
they
I guess
won.
that was a big controversy
Yeah, it
over there.
was. But it's
Yeah.
always Madrid and Barca. That's why it's losing the respect there, because why should those two have so much power that now they have to reset the whole refereeing organization over there. It doesn't look good for the league. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because that means
Mm-hmm.
there's no trust there,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
So,
it's go ahead.
so I didn't read the full article. So they're trying. What are they trying to do with the refs?
They they're trying to make sure they're going to try to mix a match of them again, because they feel like there's some certain refs that are in favor of Barcelona or Real Madrid. Like, oh, every time they play,
Mm-hmm.
there's always some sort of like a controversy. So they
Mm-hmm.
want to
Mm-hmm.
basically clean out the whole board and bring in
New
new
refs.
eyes and new,
Yeah.
yeah. It's good and bad.
Yeah. But if they see a pattern
Hmm.
with the refs that they're getting, there's always a pattern because there's always a rooting interest. It's
Yeah, it has
yeah,
to be.
it's
Yeah,
there has to be. I can
yeah.
see I can see it like playing out in the game where this ref,
Hmm.
what refs call, what refs don't call. Someone's favoring a certain team. You just have
Yeah,
to.
yeah, and just
It
don't.
happens.
Yeah, just bring somebody from China
Mhm.
to come.
I remember during when I was
Don't work.
playing during the games, we would before the game starts,
Hmm.
we would assess the ref because we'd have like a handful of refs. Like
Hmm.
this ref will give you a red card quick, so don't don't talk back to the ref. So
Yeah,
over time you get to develop a relationship with the ref, and you know
yeah.
what flies and what doesn't
What's
fly.
like, yeah, it's the same with the high school league as well. There is some
Yeah,
reps that as soon as my students see them or my players see them that they're getting ready, they're like, "All right, guys,
you know what's gonna happen.
you know what's gonna. You can't talk back. If you talk
Yeah,
back, it's a yellow. Another talk back. Now we're playing a man down." So
yeah.
I think it doesn't look good for La Liga. It just, I don't know. They should be able to have authoritative where it should be like, all right, we're not taking him on. Because there's a lot of rev controversy too with the Italian league, but I think they kind of cleaned it up a little bit with
Mm,
bribes and stuff like that, right?
mm-hmm.
Back then.
Mm.
And it
Yeah,
was
that
actually
I
true.
saw a
They were
documentary about it. Yeah, they were
yeah,
paying
yeah,
Juventus was paying the refs.
yeah. And it's a really good documentary. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know how, it's just crazy how they're able to like maneuver, but or throw games away and
Money can take you so many
yeah,
places.
but
Yeah.
I'm just throw your whole career away just for one chump change. But I guess I don't know. That's for
Hmm.
another day. But yeah, that is a wrap up for the cleats first portion of it. We have another thing coming up with music to check out. It's gonna be on the screen somewhere left up. No.
Yeah. Talk about some music. The beats section
Yeah, the
of
B
Cleats and
session to talk
Beats.
about some music. There's a lot to uncover. So thank you again for staying tuned with us for Cleats and Beats. We will see you guys on the next episode. Make sure you click likes, subscribe, right, and comment.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.